This might shock new viewers, but this channel used to be a Pokemon channel. Of course, you can no longer find these old videos because I've deleted them from this platform, but I do like to think about those old videos and how much fun I had with them, even if they were unedited and had terrible quality. So when I had an idea about doing a Nuzlocke for the newest main series Pokemon games, Scarlet and Violet, I just had to make a video about it. So join me as you witness part 1 of my Pokemon Scarlet Nuzlocke. Now, most of you probably don't even know what a Nuzlocke is, so let me explain the rules. You can only catch the first Pokemon you find in each area. If a Pokemon faints, you can't use it anymore, and you have to nickname every single Pokemon you catch. There are additional rules that you can add, like playing on set mode and not using any items in battle, but since I'm not even that good at Pokemon in the first place, I will be playing on switch mode, and I will use items. But I won't use items like potions that often. One thing that makes Pokemon Scarlet different from all the other Pokemon games is that there are no random encounters. You can see all the Pokemon in the overworld. So to make sure I don't just pick and choose what I want, I made a wheel of all the Pokemon you can find in an area, and whichever one I landed on, that was the one I had to catch. So with all the rules explained, let's begin. After I make my character and watch this cool opening, I go downstairs and get greeted by my mom, who says good morning to subscribe. Speaking of subscribing, did you know that only 0.3% of people who watch my videos are subscribed? So if you like the content on this channel, consider subscribing. I'll be trying tons of new stuff with my content, maybe even post a bit more frequently instead of once a month. And with your support, I'm sure I'll be motivated enough to get on the content train. After this old man breaks into my house and says that he has a present for me, I go upstairs and put on this ugly uniform. Game Freak may be good at designs most of the time, but some designs look like actual trash. After I go outside and into public with this hat on, which honestly makes me lose my dignity, I get introduced to the starters of this region. I take all 3 of them with me on a walk to the only other houses in the area, but first I had to change out of this nightmare. Now, even though I love all 3 of these starters, there's only one correct choice, and that is Fuecoco. Fuecoco evolves into its final form, Skeledirge, which if you didn't know is busted. Skeledirge's signature move is Torch Song, which boosts the user's special attack stat. Combine this move with an item like the Throat Spray or Choice Scarf, and you got yourself a Pokemon who basically gets stronger and stronger every turn. So I had to choose Fuecoco, which I name Hot Cocoa, and my rival chooses Sprigatito, and we engage in the first battle of this game, which is very easy considering fire-type attacks happen to burn grass types to a crisp. So now, our Pokemon adventure begins, and my first encounter, which happens to be a forced one, is a Lechonk we named Bacon. After catching the Lechonk, a whole bunch of things happen in the span of 10 minutes, so let me sum it up for you. We hear something cry bloody murder, go check it out. Fall to our death, wait, never mind, fine. Feed this dying dog a sandwich, now he's standing. We fall into a cave, get into a gang fight, become a damsel in distress, and then we beat up this kid who has mommy issues, who then gives us this dog's Pokeball. That was fast. Now we continue our journey at a fairly slow pace. For our next 2 encounters, we catch ourselves Walnut the Young Goose in a cave and Coralberry the Bounsweet in the next area. The team is looking fine. Sure, Bounsweet's only attacking move is Rapid Spin, and we have 2 normal types, but what's the worst that can happen? So we go challenge Nemona for a second time, and of course we're just slightly underleveled, but it's fine, that won't end badly at all. If you couldn't tell, I was foreshadowing. We deal with Sprigatito fairly easily, but out comes her Palmy, which she will terrestrialize into an electric type. If you don't know what terrestrializing is, then too bad. Basically, it allows you to change your Pokemon's type or button. So I was worried that Nemona's small rodent would be able to kill my entire team. But I had a plan. The plan was simple. Bring out Bacon to get off 1 or 2 leaders to lower Palmy's defense, and then bring out Hot Cocoa to finish the job. I was sure this plan would work, and then when the battle started, Bacon got hit by a Thunder Shock and lived on 8 HP, which was not too good. Knowing that my plan has already backfired on me, I just said, screw it, and sacrificed Bacon. Did I regret it? Maybe, but this is Nuzlocke. Some people got to die. I then decided to send out Walnut because hey, if Bacon lived 1 Thunder Shock, maybe Walnut can as well. So I went for the tackle, not even bringing the Palmy to half, and then Walnut lived the next Thunder Shock on 2 HP. That's even worse. Surely I wouldn't also sacrifice Walnut's life as well, some of you may say, but you would be mistaken as I let Walnut die just like Bacon. I then sent out Fuecoco, who finished this battle for me with 6 HP left. I can't believe I just lost half my team to a mouse. I mean, sure, Bacon and Walnut did absolutely nothing during this playthrough, but it still hurt. I was really relying on Fuecoco to carry the beginning of the game for me. After saving this girl Penny from some bullies and getting the item that allows us to terastallize, we go through some story stuff that I'm too lazy to talk about, ride on our Koraidon, and officially continue our journey. As we make our way to the first gym, we catch Sundrop the Sunkern, which I was not too happy about. Now, the first gym is a bug gym, and we happen to have a Fuecoco, which also happens to kill bug types in cold blood. After we played a quick game of soccer, but with an olive, we make our way to the gym to fight gym leader Katie, who was a piece of cake. We destroy her first 2 Pokemon with a terastallized Fuecoco in one shot. That part was so embarrassing on the gym leader's half of things that I don't even have the footage for it. And sure, her Teddiursa that was terastallized into a bug type was a bit scary with Fury Swipes, but nonetheless, that was also taken care of, and we got our first gym badge. On our way to find the first Titan of the game, Cloth, to get a Titan badge and get Koraidon more traversal abilities, we catch ourselves Coke the Charcadet and evolve our Fuecoco into Crocolore. We were gonna beat Cloth easily with the help of Coralberry and its newly learned move Razor Leaf, right? Right? I find myself facing Cloth with nothing but a fruit I picked off a tree by my side. We terastallize Coralberry into a grass type but get hit by a rock smash which lowers our defense. It's fine though because we get off a Razor Leaf that does a decent amount of damage. Everything is still going perfectly fine. Sure, our defenses may have gotten lowered, but we could still live another hit and land a Razor Leaf. I told myself knowing that the critical hit could kill Coralberry, but crits are only a 1 in 16 chance, right? What are the odds? And the odds were much higher than I expected as I watched Coralberry the Bounsweet die to a crit rock smash. This was the first death that actually hurt. Bacon and Walnut were expendable, but Coralberry was the only thing I had that could deal with Cloth. Well, except for Sundrop the Sunkern, but really, what could a stupid sunflower seed do to this behemoth of a crab? Well, that was unexpected. Sure, Cloth's defenses got lowered because of its ability, but Sunkern's base stat total is 180, which is terrible. So how did this Sunkern beat up this crab? I decided I wasn't going to question it and just hope that this seed made from hell could beat up this crab for me, and shockingly, it somehow did. As I'm writing this script, I still don't know how Sunkern did it. Sure, it had a special attack raising nature, and sure, I gave it the Miracle Seed, which boosts the power of grass-type moves, just in case things went bad. But then again, it was a Sunkern. I decided not to lean on this question too much, and decided that it was best to go ahead and complete the grass gym. Here we go. Now it was time for the grass gym, and you would think that since I have 2 fire types, this gym would be easy, right? Wrong! Brassius' ace is Sudowoodo, which is originally a rock type that he will terastallize into a grass type. And although the Sudowoodo would be easy to kill with a fire move, it has a super effective rock move on both of my fire types. And while I do own a sunflower seed that came out of hell, I don't think it was going to help me that much in this fight. But I had a plan. I would use Coke to burn Sudowoodo by using Will-O-Wisp to half its attack, which would make Rock Throw a lot weaker. I would then switch into Crocolore, shove an X defense down Crocolore's throat to raise its defenses just to be safe. And then I would spam Incinerate. A foolproof plan, right? Right? Oh, I couldn't be even more wrong. After rounding up the parents of our little demon, we challenged the gym leader. Petalil and Smoliv were a piece of cake, but out comes the Sudowoodo. I switch out to Coke to burn it with Will-O-Wisp, but the Sudowoodo outspeeds us and one-shots Coke. And yet again, my plan has backfired. I'm just convinced at this point to never come up with a plan because they always seem to go wrong. I just decided to brute force this and send out Crocolore to go for an Incinerate, expecting it to die. But not only do we outspeed this time, the AI goes for Trailblaze instead of Rock Throw, which confused me because Trailblaze is weaker. Then it hit me. The AI probably went for Trailblaze because it knew I outsped it. By using Trailblaze, it could boost its speed to outspeed me next turn. Knowing this, I used this free period to use the X defense to live the next hit, which is the Rock Throw, and then one Incinerate later, we beat Brassius. I think it's safe to say that this journey isn't going too well. Not only have we already lost 4 Pokemon, but our remaining members are Hot Cocoa the Crocodile and Sundrop the Sunkern, our Little Sea the Chaos, which I have renamed Bianca because it just felt right. So the question is now, can a Crocodile and a Seed get through the next part of the game? I guess it's time to find out.